Okay. I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Hello, Internet peeps, and welcome to our bi weekly video game podcast, Escape from SideQuest. I am Joe Dubs.
I'm Andy.
And if you haven't noticed, we're a little late on this episode because I have a lot of personal things going on in my life, but we are here, and we are live, and we are in audio, but not in person. Andy, what the hell have you been playing?
What did I? Lots of GTA Online mostly. A ton of Sonic Adventure 2. I've been streaming that though. Yoshi's Island, Toe Jam and Earl, a couple other like old games, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Toe Jam, I saw your streams and I see you've been messing around with setups and stuff.
Yeah, I'm still changing it. It's evolving.
Mm-hmm. It's getting. I like your side graphic. Is this side graphic blue?
Yeah, there was a big empty space. I had to put something in it.
Yep, a bright blue one too, to make it look all nice and shiny out there.
Yeah, it's gotta catch your eye.
Me on the other hand, I played RoboCop 3 on the SNES, and I played Quake Champions because they have a new champion that just came out called Death Knight, and I believe that its character ultimate throws fireballs and pretty much sets the place on fire. It's pretty cool. I haven't been playing a lot of video games this week because I've been trying to find a job. I mean, I still have my current job, but I just want to go job hunting. So that's all I've been doing with my time. I still need to go on Octopath Traveler and play that game. It's in my system. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
But you said you've been playing some GTA Online. Did you play like any of the heist yet?
Yeah, I've done all but the last one. The last one is the Doomsday Heist. And a friend and I are doing the setup for it. We've been stealing, like to do a heist, you have to steal the stuff that you're going to use to do the heist. And we're most of the way through that. And then we'll do the actual heist and get the payoff. But I've done all the other smaller heists, and they were all pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. But what's good about GTA is that they keep on bringing out content, and that game is like, what, 5 years old?
Yeah, it's. I think it's older than that. They just had a huge expansion come out this week or last week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week. After hours or after dark or whatever. But basically, you can buy a nightclub now, and it's got a whole story set up with Gay Tony, the guy from the other games. And Laszlo's in it. He's been in every Grand Theft Auto since 3. And you buy a nightclub, and you have to get the DJ to perform there, but they're all real people that have written new music just for Grand Theft Auto, this super old game. It's really fun. I've been doing that. I actually did buy a nightclub, and I've been running all that stuff. And you got to keep it popular, and you get more money depending on how many people are coming in and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was actually pretty surprised on like how much good content is still coming out. Yeah, and bringing back Gay Tony, I almost said Fat Tony for some strange reason, but bringing back Gay Tony was such a good move, I think, because it was so popular in the other game that bringing him here is just gonna be fucking cool. But do you think Red Dead Redemption is gonna have the same like support that Grand Theft Auto 5 had?
No one really knows. It is going to have an online mode, but last I heard, details were sparse. Like, no one's sure if it's going to be more like Red Dead Redemption or if it's going to be more like Grand Theft Auto 5 has been. So, I don't know. It's yet to be seen.
Can you believe we're 2 months away from that game?
Yeah, I'm excited. Just today, in fact, there was a new update for Grand Theft Auto that added... They're doing stuff in GTA Online that if you complete it when Red Dead comes out, you get like a gun and a tomahawk in that game. It's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. What do you call it? The one thing I want to talk about is No Man's Sky. Recently, they came out with a new update. It's called Next, and apparently, this is the full game that we've all been waiting for to play.
Yeah, it's got like multiplayer and junk now.
Yeah, what I heard about that, it's not what they still promised. Remember what they promised, that you could meet up with anybody, kind of like an MMO in a way, where you could meet up with anybody in the world.
Uh,
You still have to make like a lobby and stuff and have a party system, which I mind. It's better than what they had before, where it's like, here's this orb, this is somebody else, kind of like the whole Fable thing that
yeah.
they had going on. But I hear there's actually life on planets. There's a lot more vendors that you could do. There's a lot more customization. You get to see your guy finally. It's not just a first person walk-in simulator kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. Um, we've always said this about like early access games. I still think it's bad for the market, just based off of what No Man's Sky promised. And there's other
Uh,
games that promised a lot too.
No Man's Sky wasn't an early access game. They said it was done, and then it wasn't done.
Yeah, but in reality, when they said it's a game, it was still early access. It was like a tech demo that you got when it first came out.
I suppose. I mean, if they straight up lie to you, though, I mean, if someone says something's in early access, I usually kind of either avoid it or take it with a grain of salt. But when they put No Man's Sky out, they said it was done. They said, here's a $60 game for you to buy. And then a bunch of people bought it. And they said, hey, where's all that stuff that was going to be in this game?
Mm-hmm. And then it wasn't there. And take a look at like Stars Citizen and shit. Like that game hasn't been development hell for like forever, and
Yeah.
people have backed that game in the thousands. Like I heard, I forgot what podcast I was listening to, but some guy had put in $10,000 as a backer. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did like he gradually got up to $10,000, but still, that's a lot of dough to put in the game, and it's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Like, whatever happened to companies just taking a really, really long time? Do the Square Enix thing where you take like 10 to 15 years making a game and then bring it out.
Everyone's always on the cusp of losing money. They keep announcing all this stuff and keep forcing it out. There's only a very few game companies that get to like let stuff cook. Nintendo does it kind of like. Apparently, they're working on a new Metroid and a new Yoshi and all this other stuff, but they're actually letting it get done. Valve is infamous about this. It's done when it's done. We're Valve. Yeah, like you said, Square, Rockstar comes to mind too, actually, because
Mm-hmm.
how often they put out a new game. I don't know what Take Two has to say about it, but Rockstar as a developer at least lets their stuff cook.
Yeah, and when they say that a game is delayed, you're actually happy about it because that means they're putting either A, more stuff into the game, or fixing it up so that when the game comes out, there's no bugs and not people complaining, even though people complain about anything anyway.
Yeah, it's been years, I think, since something getting delayed actually did make me bummed. Like, usually I'm relieved because now I can free up that money for another game that I want. Or, oh, like you say, oh, well, at least now it'll be a little bit better or something like that. I
Mm.
mean, every once in a while I'm like, oh, I was looking forward to that game, but I'm never so up. I'm never the amount of upset that I am that a game is delayed is far outweighed by the amount of upset I am when a game is rushed out and it's not as good as it could be.
Yeah, it's just we need to stop saying early access is like a good thing. Like PUBG is a good example too because yeah, I played the game. It was a catchy game at first, but then when the final product came out, it's not that great. And it's kind of like a you learn as you go kind of thing, and usually when you keep on changing because of what people want to do, it usually doesn't mean it's going to be a good thing. And I think I don't know. This is me being like this old fucking gamer and just going, we need to go back to the days and shit. And maybe I'm too out of it. That's why I'm playing old games again, like
We
Robo.
need to keep keep moving forward. But when something doesn't work, they don't need to keep, beating their head against the wall until it works. They need to find what does work.
Mm-hmm. Like all the money and stuff that I get. Money makes the world go around, and having a delay meaning that you're paying for those contracted employees to get the game out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting too deep on this.
You ever looked into like the ethical conundrums in video game development, like stuff to do with like crunch time and unpaid overtime and stuff like that, like people just trying to get a game done?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like the whole culture kind of needs like a wipe down. I'm not saying they need to like drastically change anything, but it does kind of seem like there's more problems than there should be.
Well, it's good that, microtransactions are kind of going down. They're not getting too crazy like they used to, because of the Battlefront 2 fiasco that happened. I mean, there's still companies trying to get money out of you, but it's not in your face in every fucking direction in the game like it used to. But
you kind of just got to let yourself know that all these companies want your money. I mean, even, good guy Valve, good guy Blizzard, good guy Nintendo, all these companies that have a nice public appearance, they want your money at the end of the day. And, that's the world.
Mm-hmm. Capitalism. Andy, you said something about Sega? You said about a president?
Yeah, this is minor. So, well, I mean, it's not minor to Sega and their shareholders and stuff like that, but Sega of America has a new president, and I don't know much about the guy other than he's got a real weird face, and apparently he worked for Acclaim and THQ before, two companies that like went under and stuff. So I thought that was weird. Like he could still be good at his job. He probably left those companies before they went under after the Zoom. He was at some other. Oh, I can't remember. I should have had the news story in front of me. I just kind of read it the other day though and thought, oh, it'd be worth discussing. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to use it to bridge into something else though. Like it's interesting that they have a new president and everything, but to what degree are you even aware who is running these publishers and developers anymore? Like I know you know who Hideo Kojima is. I'm sure you recognize the name like Iwata, but do you know who's in charge of Nintendo right now?
No, I couldn't tell you.
I can't remember his name either. If I saw it, I'd be like, there. I could pick it out of a list, but I can't remember the guy's name. But, like presidents, I used to be able to, Jack Trenton or something like that. I could name a couple names, but everyone knows who Reggie is. He did a really good job of being like a public face and everything. But to what degree do you even remember? I mean, anyone running any company, even people who are in charge of development studios. Like if I would say the name Tetsuya Mizuguchi, does that mean anything to you?
I've heard it before, but I couldn't put a name on it.
Yeah, I mean that's the guy who made Rez. Like I was talking about him like the episode or two before, but it's like the name isn't absorbed. It's like he's some guy. I mean, Goichi Suda, who is Suda 51. Maybe you know that name, but for the most part, most people are just going to know like Kojima, Miyamoto, Cliff Bleszinski. I think I can assume most people know that name.
It's the people that are in the limelight a lot that usually are known, like Hideo and fucking Cliff Bleszinski and shit.
I miss him. He was very charismatic. It kind of sucks what happened to his studio. I already forgot the name of.
Boss Key Productions.
Lawbreakers. Yeah, there you go. Boss Key.
That's where the games come out at the wrong time. Like there are a lot of games that are coming out in February and March because of Red Dead Redemption coming out in October because they don't want to compete with that. So I think Lawbreakers came out at the wrong time. I forgot what games that they were competing against, but people are going to play the other game over Lawbreakers. But anyway, back to your point.
But I don't know. There's all these interesting people making these games. I don't know much about them. Like I can name John Romero and stuff like that.
An interesting. I was watching a video. It was from The Quartering. I don't know if you know him or anything.
Negative.
but he has the YouTube video. He's into like politics and stuff. But he was talking about gaming at some point, and he's like, no offense, but I really don't care about the people that make the game. I play the game. I do a transaction with the buying the game from these people, but I really don't care. And I'm just like, yes and no, because I do care what director films a movie, if
Yeah.
or what actors are in the movie. So like the only thing I'll have to say is like maybe the publishers or the what do you call it, production companies where I'm kind of like, oh, I really don't care what they think. I think about the people who are getting their hands dirty making the game. That's who I really care about.
Yeah, but these people at the end of the day are making a lot of decisions that affect our hobby very directly. You know, when the president of Square Enix decides not to let um, Eidos Montreal make a Final Fantasy style game, you know, that affects us. I like Final Fantasy games. Now I'll never see that Final Fantasy that was going to be made in the West, you know, that conceptualized version.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a big decision. I have no idea who runs Square now. Again, I might be able to pick his name out of the list. I can't remember. I don't know Square's inner workings like I do some of these other companies. It's just interesting is all. Like, if I was a casual gamer, it wouldn't even cross my mind. But because I care about, you know, like you say, like directors and stuff, is probably where it comes from mostly. And it's like a casual interest. You know who Miyamoto is. So eventually, you end up knowing who Wada was. You know, you work up.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big part of it is some of these people are a public face. Like they go to E3, and some of them are capable of doing that. Like as evidenced by like Bethesda's press conference. Like there were some people who have great stage presence, and there were some where you're like, "Oh, stop talking, just show this trailer." It's just, you know, cringy and awkward.
Yeah, and I just saw a picture on Kotaku. Sega is making edible logos and selling them in Japan. So there's a segue. Looks like a like a Twinkie kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, they do make the big decisions to the point where we get hype for it. Like they do most of the legwork on marketing. I think that's where they kind of talk to us in a way. The publishers, they go, "Hey, here's the game that we're want you to buy. Check out all these cool features and stuff that these developers did." So that's a cool thing. On another note, for Sonic Mania, did it come out with a DLC? Did we talk about this?
Yeah.
But what's new about it? Is it just different levels, or did they?
It added Encore mode. It added 2 new characters to play as. It added up to 4-player competitive mode. What else? Some other stuff. There's a physical release now. It comes with an art book, like a shiny box. The box is all shiny. Got a reversible cover that makes the game look like it's a Genesis game, which is hilarious.
Are you getting it?
Oh, I have it.
Oh, nice. The next Sonic game, would you want it to be different along the line of like Forces and that werewolf Sonic that they had, or
Unleashed.
Unleashed, or do you want them to keep on going with Sonic Mania in a way to be?
I think they need to do what they're doing now. They released Mania and Forces in the same year. Keep doing that. Just make them both. Make more Mania games. Make it Sonic CD2, something that references the old stuff. But keep making these up because people liked Sonic Forces and people like Sonic Colors and some of the other 3D Sonic games. I mean, for every 4 3D Sonic games, there's one good one, you know. Mm-hmm. But hopefully they figured out how to do it. I never played Forces. I heard it was okay. You know?
I know Jim Sterling kind of like hated it because of the controls and stuff, but I still want to get it because I think both of us thought it was like pretty neat on what they did with it, with the create your Sonic kind of thing, customized and everything like that.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll give it a chance. I know it's been on sale for like every time you go into the Nintendo great deals section in the eShop. Like
Hmm.
every other week, Forces is in there for like $10 off. So maybe next time I'll bite.
I like to imagine at Sega there was some kind of an internal competition or like friendly rivalry. Hey, who's going to sell more copies? The team making Forces, I think they were in Japan, and the team making Mania, which was all like internet guys from America and I think Europe. And from
Australia.
what I understand, Mania like blasted it out of the water. Like Mania is the highest ranking Sonic game in like 15 years or something.
Yeah, because they went back to the roots, and all the hardcore Sonic fans were like, "This is what we've been waiting for."
That's really important, but I really think, I really, really believe that the reason that game's so great is because it was made with like heart. The people who made it all wanted to make that game.
Uh huh.
All of them love those 2D Sonic games. All of them love the music in them. They love those characters. They love that gameplay. So of course they made a game that was really good. If you make a game that you want to make, I think it goes a long way. Probably. I've never made a game, so but
Speak.
I still I see that. You know, when people make games they want to make, it ends up being better. That's why there's like indie successes and then there's indie cash grabs where they just try to make another battle royale and you're like, oh, this is just PUBG but suckier.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a lot of heart and development, did you see the Fallout Miami thing?
Yeah, that's it's a mod, right? It's like a DLC sized mod.
Yeah, it's a mod that is in Fallout 4. The size of one of the DLCs, I forgot which one it was, but it has like water because it's near a beach, obviously, since
Sure.
Miami. And it looks fucking cool. Like, it looks like they put a lot of storyline into it, a lot of voiceovers. Like, there was dialogue to the point where they put voice in it. So, kind
That's
of,
crazy.
I'm kind of digging that. And apparently, there's new factions, and there is, I believe, new enemies that they put in there. So check it out. I mean, I don't know when it's coming out, but if you Google Fallout Miami, I'm pretty sure you'll find a lot of stuff. There's actually a trailer for it, which looks pretty cool.
Had a cool looking logo too.
Mm-hmm. I love that Bethesda, kind of brings the mods like, hey, make these games, and I guess we'll kindly, nod our heads. They can't really advertise it because they would want to advertise their games and shit. Like
They
Fallout.
could. They should buy it up. They should do it professionally and release it. That's what Valve used to do back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
People made, you know, like Blue Shift and opposing forces and stuff. That was just mods.
Yeah.
Counter Strike, for God's sake, the most successful mod ever, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Now it's like fucking huge.
Yep.
A little side note, since we always like to talk Hideo Kojima, for the past since E3, I joined this Discord server, and it's called Death Stranding ARG. Andy, do you know what a ARG is?
Augmented reality game.
Yep. So
Okay.
I'll give you the short story because I still don't know what's going on. I'm pretty much in the middle of it. It's been going on since December, and pretty much what happened was there was this guy named Robin in the Death Stranding Reddit. Started doing cryptic messages and stuff, and
Uh,
people were like, "So is this like an ARG?" And then one thing led to another, where Robin created this Discord server. So what happens is there's a bot in the Discord server that has clues in it, like pictures, and uh, I don't think there's other stuff, or we haven't seen it yet. Uh, when we type in commands, so it's like a question mark and then whatever command, like let's just say E equals MC squared. If you put that in the chat, a picture would pop up, and that would be your clue. And certain areas in what we solve in the clues, Robin will come into voice chat and play certain music titles, and it's usually music titles that Hideo Kojima likes, like Low Roar, which was in his trailer for one of the Death Stranding videos. Churches, which obviously, if you look at his Twitter, he likes churches. Um, there's also a lot of commands where all the movies that Hideo Kojima likes. Like we found a command for a movie called Another Earth. Have you ever seen Another Earth?
Um, I no, I haven't. I was thinking of the Quiet Earth. I have not seen it.
No, it's a pretty good film. It's about how there's two Earths that see each other, and they both mirror. They both have like their doppelganger on that Earth, and um, the whole thing is them trying to figure out what their other self would say to each other and stuff. But it's an indie film that we'll talk on Big Trouble Little Podcast maybe one day. But yeah, that's pretty much how the Death Stranding ARG is going. As far as it being official, we don't know. The latest clue where we learned about Another Earth, we're thinking that the main character in that is going to be in the next trailer, or maybe future trailers, or maybe even the game. It's just because one of the voice files that we got shown or listened to had the same voice from a trailer from Another Earth. So we're like, is that going to be a new character? Who knows? Have you ever attended an ARG before?
No, too time intensive. I don't have. I'd rather wait for it to finish and then just read a new details what all the clever people did.
What I'm probably gonna do is, after this ARG is finished and when we do have the game in our hands, I'm probably gonna like interview all these people, the people that have been here since day one, and be like, and if it is official, if it's like a joke or something, like if somebody's like jerking the chain and stuff, then I'm not gonna do it. But if it is somewhat official and somewhat cool that happens at the end, I'll interview everybody. Because right now it's kind of interesting on how, because you remember how Hideo Kojima said that it's going to involve everybody working together.
Yeah.
This is what this is what I think part of the gameplay is going to be about when you play the game. Not being an ARG, but to the point where things in the game where you're going to have to go to somebody on a message board or Reddit and go, hey, what happened in your game? Did this happen? So I hope it's very, not much like that, but to the point where it's not your typical I'm gonna play a video game and that's it.
Sounds like the way PT was a little bit. Everyone had to come together as a community and figure out how to beat it.
Mm-hmm. That's fucking cool.
2 weeks.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I've been just doing, job hunting in this Death Stranding ARG, because it's been open wide where we have another storyline character that entered, which is opposing the Robin character. So it's kind of like an Alan versus Robin kind of thing. It's pretty cool. So stay tuned for some updates, maybe.
Dun dun dun.
Anything else you want to talk about? Because I mean, it's pretty dead when it comes to summertime on news. I mean, we got Evo, the fighting game tournament that's happening this weekend.
Yeah, that. I might watch a little bit of that, but nothing worth talking about yet.
Yeah, right now they're doing like all the pre-fights before they get into the final tournaments. And Gen Con is happening right now, if you're into like board games and stuff. Which Steam is having a virtual board game sale.
Nice.
Oh shit! I forgot. Next month is pretty much the launch of the online service for Nintendo, and we still don't know anything about it.
Oh, is it already? I was thinking November.
I thought it's September.
I'm ready.
They need to come out with something to, pretty much show what the fuck is coming, because
I mean, we know about it somewhat. You're going to use it to play games. You know the cost. You know that you can pay monthly or yearly. you're going to get one free game a month that has like the online play, like the classic stuff. I don't know, some other little features. Oh, cloud saves. Cloud saves are coming.
Yeah, but I feel like you still need to go, hey, these are the first 2 games that you're gonna get when you sign up for our service. I don't think you just go, hey, this is what's happening. If you want to play online, and $20, here you go. You have to sell it somehow. Like everything has a selling point.
I feel like they just didn't announce stuff that you wanted, so you're waiting for more, but I think they already detailed what it is.
Mm. Have they put it in like a? That's another thing too. We haven't got a direct in a while. When's the last direct was in what? June E3 pretty much.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing big coming, not until Christmas.
Or fall. Yeah. On that note, I think we're out of time here on Escape from Side Quests. Make sure to follow us on btilp.podbean.com for all our podcasts like Escape from Side Quests and Big Trouble in Little Podcasts. Also, I might be playing some Fallout, the first Fallout game soon. So keep an eye out on that. Andy, what about you? What games are you going to be streaming?
We're going to finish Sonic Adventure 2, but I'm on track to do that this weekend. I just unlocked the post, like you beat the good story and then the bad story, and you unlock like the last level. That's all I've got to do. I started Yoshi's Island. I've really just been doing that in the morning before work. I only stream it if I'm in a mood to or have some extra time. I don't know if I'll double down on that or if I'm going to move on from Sonic Adventure. But if I do, I haven't decided what. Honestly, if people wanted, if you come into the stream and you tell me, I'll fucking switch games there on the spot. I got a pretty big collection too. I got tons of systems and they're all hooked up and ready to go. So I don't know. Drop by and tell me to play NBA Jam because you like sports or something. I'm easy.
Do you play NBA Jam? Do you like NBA Jam?
Yeah, who doesn't?
That
Game kicks ass.
The game is fucking amazing. Is it the shoes? On that note, everybody, we will see you next week for Big Trouble Little Podcast. I'm Joe Dubs. I'm signing out. See you later.
Thanks for listening.